Hello and welcome, and thank you for being here. I'm excited about this video. We are going to be using Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette again, and I'm saying again, this is my second time having it. This will be, I think, look 31 or 32 that I've done in total with the previous Circo Loco and with this one, and I really just love this palette. It inspires me. It's a fun color story. Circo Loco in English means the crazy circus, and so for people who say it's chaotic, it's fun and it's exciting to me. And so I do have a look written out, and I was looking through photos in my gallery, and I've been purging stuff out of my gallery and my phone, and one of the looks I saw I really liked, and it was done with Celestial Nirvana, that Mothership palette, and it was look number 3, and I don't still have the picture, I don't think, but I wrote down what colors we'll wear, and of course this is going to look way different. It's going to be more colorful, and I'm excited to get to it. So we are going to, where's my paper that has it? I'm tripping. I was going to say, where's the paper that has the shadow names on it, as if it was Leela and it had the plastic thing, but these have the names, and I'm so excited, y'all, that I'm confused. Who am I kidding? I confuse myself a lot anyway. So we're going to put on City Beauty Plumping Lip Oil to moisturize my lips. We're going to prime the eye, do the intro, and then we're going to get into this look. And so I am excited about it, as you can tell. And excuse my brows, they're fighting again. They're arguing again. They keep pushing each other away, and they're just going places. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Just be who you are. It is very freeing. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, I don't know about anywhere else on these YouTube streets. Yeah, I said streets. But here we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what we stand for here. I hope it resonates with you. If you have been here and you've heard it a gazillion, trillion, billion, infinity times, I hope that it has become one of your daily affirmations. Just loving yourself for who you are and accepting yourself for who you are. And if this is your first time hearing it, I hope it resonates with you. I would love for you to join the Crazy Troll Nation fam. We do a lot of stuff here. We're still doing 3 live streams a week. I thought yesterday that one of them would always be a commentary one, like this, just a topic, but I don't keep up too much with stuff. I have been watching news about the strikes over in Vinny and all of that stuff, and yes, I'm being cryptic, but y'all know what I'm saying. Yeah, I restrict myself on how much news that I watch, just to maintain my own sense of inner peace. And so I do believe we have taken the primer out to the same place. Yeah. And this is a shadow base. This is groundwork from MAC. It's their paint pot. And yes, we did put that over the Fenty primer. So let's get into this look. I am excited. And I just had, of course, I just wrote the colors down, not the names. And so for the inner part of our lid, excuse me, we're going to use Grin. This is one of my favorite shades in this palette, because it goes with everything around it. This is just a beautiful shade. Excuse me. Oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot to tell y'all 2 tidbits about me. Off topic, but not off topic. I don't know why I never used the mirror that's in the pan. I mean, that's in the palette. That would make sense, right? And I know people who do that, and I'd be like, how come I don't do that? I don't know. You know why? Because I used to think that it would block your view, and for some palettes it will. This is odd looking down that way. I prefer it to look straight. Yeah, we're not going to use this mirror. The first thing about me, I curse sometimes because I do curse sometimes. The second thing is there's an organism named Bruce that lives right here in my throat who did not get enough attention as a child, and so he likes to gurgle, hiccup, and belch randomly just to get attention. So I try to be aware of him to say, excuse me. If for some reason I don't hear it, which y'all like, girl, how did you not hear and feel that in your throat? Now we're going to take, ooh, electric, this shade here. I do try to be aware of it as excuse me. If I don't say excuse me, it's because I wasn't aware of it. Either I'm just so into what I'm doing with the makeup look, or whatever it is I'm saying. Please forgive me ahead of time. Excuse me ahead of time for what Bruce may do. And that was named by a channel member. Channel members here, they get to make requests. And when I have questions about stuff, they're the ones I go to. And so that's one of the perks. The main perk for me is they get to make requests. And I love that because it does, their request is something that even if I look at the look afterwards, I might be like, wow, this is something I would do. But apparently it wasn't something I would think to do or thought to do because I hadn't done it. You see what I'm saying? And October, a lot of the requests were what I call troll play, like me just playing in makeup, just doing stuff. So there was like a cracked porcelain doll. I believe that Dawn had asked me to do, and I redid that one because the first one, it just looked like I was some moldy creature. It was still a good look, but it wasn't a cracked porcelain doll. So sometimes I just do all the things because I get so excited. But I have been practicing restraint, and if someone asks for a particular look, if one of my members that ask for a particular look, to really stick to what it is that they say. It is $2.99 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Recently, after you'll see this afterwards, but I do have some member requests, and sometimes, once in a while, their membership will lapse. And so I'm wondering, like, what do I do with that? Because if I'm going to say this member requested this look, and at that time they're not a member, like, I would kind of be like, what is she talking about? Like, for me, if I was on the other end, I would be like, well, they're not a member right now. So, like, what? And if it's somebody new, they might not know that they were a member prior to whatever video or live stream that they're watching. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to figure out what to do with that moving forward. And I'll say moving forward into February or the middle of this month. But we will see. Y'all, I love this. Look at these shades. We're going to take that first brush. I do use a different brush for each shadow, even if it looks like the same brush, because I have multitudes of brushes. I'm a brush hoe. Oh, check out my everything you need to know about brushes going into 2026 video. I show all my brushes, and I put the duplicate ones back home and talked about what the brushes could be used for, what I use them for, what they say they're for, because you can use a brush for whatever way you think is best for you. This blue is further over than that one, so let's put some more blue over here. And so that's what's going on in my world. I have stuff in my mailbox. We have cluster boxes where I live, and I have not gone out. I am going out tomorrow, so I need to make a deposit. And so I will check my mailbox tomorrow. I thought to go after tonight's live stream. What time is it? Okay, 7:30. But I'm like, it can just wait another day. One is a PR package, and so y'all know I'm excited. And right now, I think it's like 34 degrees outside, so it's not freezing. But I'm still just like, do I really want to go out there? I do, but have patience. Like, what am I going to do with the package tonight? You know what I'm saying? The next shade we're going to use for outer corner, that's a lot of space for the outer corner, is purple, it says. And so we're going to take Act, and all of these are metallics so far. Oh, this is going to be fun. For transition, I have green. I believe the one in the other palette was matte. Why is this shadow looking like that? Why is that looking like that? I think I might have hit it by mistake on something. So we're taking this purple and sort of just like messed it up, because that's the only one that's looking how it's looking in here. I'm going to try one of the MAC Powder Locked Kiss lipstick. I have quite a few, just the nude shades. Very seldom will someone say, oh, I want a bold red lip. And I'm like, yes! Or they're like, oh, you have black? Of course, black is my favorite lipstick shade. So when somebody asks for that, I'm like, yes. Like inside, outside, I'm like, okay. But inside, I'm like, yes. Yes to a black lip. So I bought some of the neutral shades of the Powder Kiss formula. My favorite for matte lipsticks is the MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color. And of course I have Caviar, which is black, and the next deepest, which is High Drama. And those are the darkest. And so, but I'm like, let me try. And I do like MAC overall. And so that's why I purchased them for my kit. I only put stuff in my kit that I can vouch for. And so that's why there's not a lot of drugstore in there, because a lot of drugstore irritates my skin. And I do have sensitive skin. And when I ask clients, one of the first questions is, do you have any skin allergies? They're like, I don't know. And so I don't want to chance it and put stuff that irritates my skin, even though all sensitive skin is not the same. And that's also why I don't have natural hair brushes in my kit. My skin does not tolerate natural hair brushes. And sometimes, well, for natural hair eye brushes, my eyes will be irritated. They'll start to itch. They'll start to tear. But my eyes tear a lot anyway. And so I don't think, okay, that's that brush. But then after I wash my face, it's like my eyelids are red. They're swollen. It's itchy. And I'm like... So it took me time to figure out, like, that's what it was, like, amongst everything else that I'm allergic to. So I don't use natural hair brushes. And I found out, y'all, if y'all remember when Wayne Goss first came out with his brushes, like, how many years ago was that? I bought the whole set. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like these nice, expensive, you know, luxury brushes. And I didn't use them for a long time. Maybe like 7 months. I'm like, girl, you being silly. Use these damn brushes. And, you know, so I used, you know, the eye brushes, the face brushes. And when I washed my face, my skin was feeling kind of funny. My eyelids, you know, had their little reaction. Well, it wasn't little. I can deal with a lot of stuff. But if something's happening with my eyes, I am about to lose my mind. Because it's just, it affects everything for me. And so I was just like, why are my eyes irritated? Why is my face itchy? Like, what is going on? So I ran down the list. You know, I haven't used new soaps. I haven't done this. I've been using the same stuff. And I'm like, them damn brushes. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Those expensive brushes. And because I didn't use them for like 7 months, like, it wasn't no, I had a reaction. Can I send them back for a refund? And so I was really upset with myself. And I made a mental note, when I buy something new or something I'm not familiar with, use it within like that week. Because if there's a problem, I seldom return things, but if there's a problem, I want my money back. But because it's been so long, so someone I knew, you know, I asked her, I said, do you want these brushes? And she's like, but you just got them. I said, I have a bad reaction to them. I can't use them without irritation. I don't want to irritate my skin. So they're just going to sit here. So if you want them, you know, they're yours. If not, I'll find somewhere else to send them, because I'm not going to use them. And I'm not just going to, you know, just keep them here just because. I said, they did cost a lot of money. And so I don't want that money to be wasted. And so reluctantly, she agreed. But I was just like, girl, I can't use them. What am I going to do with them? Because she kept saying, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, I had a bad reaction to them. I am sure. And I'm sure that it was those brushes. And so I sent them to her. And so when they started saying how, oh, you must use natural hair brushes if you want to elevate your makeup game. And I'm like, I refuse to believe that. Number one, because you can have the most expensive brushes. If you don't have the skill, then your makeup game is still not going to be what some people would consider elevated. And so, and what I found ironic is that even through all of that, oh, you have to have natural hair brushes, they still, most of them that I've spoken to or chatted with personally, they still use synthetic brushes too. So I'm just like, so what was all of that? What was all that about? Because for certain formulas, synthetic brushes are better. And usually it might be something like a cream product or something like that. So it's like, for all of that, y'all still be sneaking in synthetic brushes after saying y'all have to have. I'm going to put this one home because we didn't use that one. So for all of that talk, and then y'all use a mix, it's just like, We're going to take this brush with no shadow on it. Y'all see me use this brush a lot just to soften this top line. I just had an internal belch. If you heard it, excuse Bruce. Excuse me. I'm excited for the live stream tonight because it's story time. And one of my members had asked, you know, to do a video story. Well, she didn't call it story time. She said just silly stuff that I've said in the past, or, you know, just funny stuff that I've done in the past. Because those who have been here for a while, they know I can be 100% goof troop. And so I was like, wow, I'm had to think of things. Like, and I do think of random things when I'm doing, you know, videos like now, or when I'm doing live streams, somebody will comment something and then I'll flash back to something. And so I do have the memories. They're just like, you know, napping somewhere. And so as I would think of things, I wrote them down. And so that live stream is tonight. And then another member said it can be story time with Dion. So I'm like, you know what? Okay. And so one member co-signed on what the first member has said. And so I'm excited for that. Y'all see how that just easily blended this out. Just very lightly, just feathering back and forth. And we are going to put a color up here. It's going to be interesting what this green is going to do. I'm wondering if I want to use a metallic green. Well, there's only kind of, well, this is a green and this is green based. It doesn't look like it, but in person it does. My eye does perceive color different than other people's sometimes. And I'm seeing green. This is a creamy matte formula, but I'm wondering if I want to just stay metallic and do this one. Yeah. I didn't tell y'all what none of the shades were called. This is called Grin. This is Electric. This is Act. This one is Flip. This is going to be interesting. Oh, this looks nice. Oh. Wow. That does not look cray-cray. I really was thinking, part of me was like, okay, it's going to look cray-cray, but this is the Crazy Circus palette, right? So, but this just blends really nice into Grin and Electric and Act. Like, this is just, y'all, I love this palette. Look at that look. Oh, man. It doesn't look cray-cray. It doesn't look crazy. I like it. I like it. But we still have space up there, and I don't have a color written down for up here, but do we want to just be all the way funky? Funky being a good thing. No, because I was thinking, put this up here. This is a bold shade. I'm thinking Snow Cone. Snow Cone has like a bluish kind of flip to it, and so that's why it makes sense to have it up here with the blues and the greens. This one has a purple tint to it, and so it is down here next to the purples. But I'm thinking to put Snow Cone under my brow. Oh, y'all, these shades are bright. This one and Aerialist, they are bright. So we're just going to put a thin line. Y'all, look at, oh my gosh. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all, look at, If you have Circo Loco, let me know what you think of it. Like, do you think it's crazy? Do you have, is it challenging for you to come up with looks to do? Or does it inspire you and you're excited to use it? Because I'm just like, I love this palette. I love this palette. And I like that the color story is not typical, because a lot of stuff these days look the same. And I'm just like, okay, we get it that all of y'all are friends, but y'all don't all gotta look alike. So we're going to do 2 colors lower lash line. I have pink for first half lower lash line, and then I have a dusty rose for the second half of the lower lash line. So we're going to use Cotton Candy, which really, when I had this the first time, it took me a long time to figure out how to use it in a way that I didn't look dusty, because it does look dusty on my complexion. But I found that even as a transition shade, if I just put a thin line, like how we did that thin line with that green, it was okay. And so I started using it after that. And for just like down here too, because it's not really noticeable. You can tell it is covering up that blue some. Lower lash line, MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner in Perpetual Shock is on lower lash line and on inner rims. Also from MAC, we have Stay the Night. That's this shade. I usually almost always forget to tell y'all what's on my lower lash line. Well, no, on my inner rims and lower lash line. Yeah, that was lower lash line. So we're putting cotton candy here. Also, it took me a long time to use these two shades because this is a metallic, this is a matte. They do not show up on my complexion. Look at my complexion. It just blends in with my complexion. And so I was just like, why are those there? But then just like with this shade, I found a way to put it on and it does do a little something. Like this looks like a little something. If you look close or if you have a detailed eye, you can see pink under here on top of the blue. But imagine that up here, it would just look dusty. And I should write this down because tonight's live stream, we're talking about things that I've learned through my makeup journey. I'm going to leave this palette out, or maybe I'll remember just because I have this palette on my lids. We're going to take a clean brush and we're going to go into Joker, this shade down here. And this is going to go on the second half of lower lash line. Excuse me. I did have my breakfast 10 minutes before this video. My usual breakfast, which is what? Oatmeal with Vietnamese cinnamon. This line is looking janky. I think I'm gonna do a red for upper lash line. No, because then that'll just blend into this one when we do our wing. So what color are we gonna do for upper lash line? Maybe a yellow. That'll keep it fun. This is looking really thick over here. Why am I having problems? Maybe because I'm not paying attention. Because I'm thinking of the next step. This side feels like it is tearing. This eye is tearing, so it's making my shadow run. Look at that, damn. It happens, it happens. Yeah, when it runs, when my eye tear runs, you see it just like takes the shadow with it and just keeps going, just keeps traveling. And there's nothing I can do about it because if it's going to tear, it's going to tear. Usually I just hope that it stops at some point and then I can clean it up by putting more shadow on it. What color are we going to do? I'm going to take that other brush that had cotton candy on it. We're going to just bring it down wider, so maybe it'll look like it's supposed to be like that. And we're going to put, actually, we're going to bring it all the way over. So maybe we can trick the eye into thinking that's what it's supposed to look like under there. I was doing someone's face and she sneezed and she went like this. I said, don't touch it. And she went, I'm like, I got you. I'll fix it. Because her eyes started tearing and she was getting ready to just do, I was like, no. And I'm like, I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm sorry. And I did know her and we were already cool. So she was like, no, it's okay. I said, no, it's not because right now you're my client and I shouldn't have yelled at you. I was like, no. And so I did what I do for me. I just took, you know, a lipstick applicator and then patted it and cleaned it up. I was like, she went, I was like, no. Somebody else did something. I love it when I'm cool already with the person whose face I'm doing. Because she went, I said, did you just lick your lips? Because I was doing her lipstick. She was like, I didn't lick my lips. And she was like, I said, I'm so sorry. Y'all, I take makeup seriously. I'm like, look now. I'm going to blame what, I don't know her name. This was a long time ago. I was at, that is it for the look. No, it's not. Or for the shadows. I do like that we took that pink over. So you see what I'm saying? How it can make me look dusty. I was getting my makeup done at MAC. And this was a long time ago. Do I want to even use... I don't want to do it with the water right now. Do I want to do a yellow? We're going to do a yellow. We're going to use Inglot. Oh, man. I was going to do the red. We're going to do Inglot. Man, and I'm saying this is Inglot is a beast to get off because Inglot is like, look, we here, we ain't going nowhere. Let's find this stiff brush. So we're using the yellow one because that'll show up over this line. Because I like when you can see shadow and then the liner and then the shadow up top. So it ends up being like a triple wing. Ooh, they have numbers, not names. This is number 84. Oh, man. And the way my lips are shaped, if I go, you see how my top lip is further out than my bottom lip. So if I go, this color up here is going to transfer down here. And so she was doing my lip, and it's just a habit because we see people do it. They put on lip liner, put on lipstick, and so she did the lip liner, and she started, oh man, you see that up there? And she started with the lipstick, because Mac's thing, lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. I'm like, do you really need all that? Sometimes it is really nice. And so I went, and she looked at me, and she kept doing what she was doing. So then she went over it again, and I went, and she looked at me, and she was a person of color too, and we know those looks, but I was just like, you know, I'm used to them. You do stuff you see other people do. And then the third time I went, she said, okay, I'm gonna need you to stop doing that. And I was like, okay. I was like, so she was trying, because she would be like, third time, she said, okay. And she pointed at me. She said, okay. Not pointed at me, but she was like, okay, I'm going to need you to stop doing that. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Because she kept going back to fix it. And I'm thinking she just add more. But when I looked back, I'm like, no, she was fixing it, because every time I went, I was messing up the lip line. But she had it at the third time. I like this brush because it's stiff, but it's hard for me to follow the curve when I get to here. This is nice. I have 10 minutes before my live stream. My 15-minute alarm went off. It'll go off again at 2 minutes of, which is when, that's my cue to be like, okay, sit down and get ready. I'm thinking now I don't want to keep this brush. I like it because it's stiff to use. But when I'm doing the wings, and as you saw, like this area right here, it kind of gives me problems because it is so stiff. It doesn't bend with my skin. And now it's skipping over here because I do have what I call the puff, and this brush is not flexible enough to go where my skin goes. And so why do I keep it? I'm gonna throw this away after this look, because for this part I do love it, but once I get to here and over, it's a struggle. But if I'm always going to struggle, it's like I don't have to struggle, like I'm doing it to myself. I got the yellow with my eyelashes. I got yellow up here. Yeah, so this is my makeup trash. I'm gonna throw that away because I have that same problem every single time. Because, whoa! I hope I remember where that is. We're going to take a brush that had the blue, and if you get liner up here, just put more of the shadow that you used. See that? And it covered it right up. And since we put more shadow over there, we're going to just put a little bit more over here, even though we don't need to. So we're just keeping it even. That's all. So that's how you clean it up. I feel like I need to rush now. We're going to use this. We're not going to put on the mascara primer. This is MAC Elevated. I like their stack mascaras. I just don't like the wand on this one. And so I've been using a disposable wand. And we're just going to, I'm going to have to move stuff to get that because there's a bench right there, a stool rather. And that's where I have like my container of backups of disposables. I have my makeup trash bag over there. And it hit the wall and bounced behind all of that, and underneath is the fire extinguisher, and then my eSOM storage containers. So I'm gonna have to move stuff because there is no way that it would have bounced past all of that stuff, especially how little it was. So I'm gonna have to remember it's there and like move all of that stuff to get to it. I don't even see it. I'm surprised it didn't hit me in the face. to be honest with you. Because I'll be knocking myself sometimes with stuff. This wand causes volume with mascaras. And you can tell by the shape of it. Whereas the one that came with it, this would lengthen my lashes or give the look of lengthen. But that wand to me is very stiff and it's uncomfortable. It's a tad uncomfortable. Like this, it does coat through my lashes and I don't feel it. That one, it feels like a metal comb raking through my lashes. I do have sensitive skin and I'm sensitive in other ways as well. And I was going to throw it away. I was going to throw this away. And I'm like, you know what? Wait a minute. Because I have these disposables sitting like right here. Right here with my lipstick applicators and a sponge tip. So I'm like, wait a minute, girl. Just use one of your disposables. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use a disposable for the lipstick as well. I need to hurry up. I have like 2-3 minutes. So let me, and I still need to do pictures. So we're going to close this up. We're going to wipe off some lip oil. Thank you for being here. Do let me know if you have Circo Loco. You do have to like color to have it. Because some people were like, what would I do with that? This is what we're going to use. Excuse me. And this is called Vixen. I just want to see if I like this color. They have 2 dark browns. We're going to use lipstick applicator. And I just threw the one away I used for lip oil. One is cool tone brown. One is warm tone. But to me, looking at the pictures, they look the same. What I meant to do also, I got to not dip back in here and I was about to. I meant to look through. Throw that away. Let me move my makeup trash bag over here. I meant to look at my Wool of Bat. I meant to look at my Notoriously Morbid to see. Wool of Bat is close. This is definitely dark, which I love. I think I might have mentioned my favorite lip color is black. There was another one, Mulled Wine. I thought it was going to be similar to Mulled Wine Magic, but it's not. It's closer to the first one I showed you, which is Wool of Bat, but it's still different because I wanted to see if this was a shade that I would want to have, like for me. So this is a clean lipstick applicator. I do love the formula. This is Powder Kiss. It does not say it's matte, but it does say it stays like 10 hours. I don't remember what it said about transfer proof or whatever. But if it's supposed to last for 10 hours, this line is so janky. Not even at all. When I go like this, it looks like there's nothing here. And it's the light, because then when I smile, it does look straight across. I was going to dip back in and I did not, thankfully. I do like this color. I prefer darker though. But I do like this color. We're going to do, now this is tearing over here. We're going to do our pictures now because I do feel like I'm going to forget. This is pretty. And then we're going to do this picture over here. I'm going to do this picture. I'm going to hold up the palette for the picture for the gallery. And, so that is that. Thank you y'all for being here. Let me know what you think of this look. I like it. Let me know what you think about this look. Let me know what you think of this palette. And again, if you have it, let me know what you think of it. Is it just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with it? Or is it like, it's exciting? Because it does encourage me and motivate me to just do stuff like this. And I like stuff like this. And so we're going to go, as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. If you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe and consider joining membership. Thanks.